Ayodhyavasi Ram, Ram Ram, Dashratha Nandana, Ram Ram. Jai Sri Ram. And also Jai Sri Krishna or Jai Sri Damodar. When Radhadesh devotees contacted me, and they asked me to speak or address you all, devotees of Radhadesh and congregation of Radhadesh and friends and followers of Radhadesh, I was delighted because I had to talk about the festival of light. And that's Deepavali. And also Damodar Leela. And there's also light involved. We are offering lamp to Damodar during this month of Damodar. So I'm asked, and that's what I'm going to do, talk about, Deepavali. Okay, I should have said that before. Deepavali and Damodar Vrat. One pastime is of Sri Ram, which took place in Treta Yuga, and then we'll talk about pastime of Sri Krishna, which took place towards the end of Dwapar Yuga. So, Deepavali is the oldest and kind of biggest festival held on this planet. It is becoming more and more popular. Initially, it was being celebrated in India, but now it is in demand all over the world. And the members of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, they are everywhere, and they are celebrating Diwali festival also. So Sri Ram returned to Ayodhya on this day, long time ago. And we said in Treta Yuga, but this was the day. Today is the day Deepavali festival took place. And today is also the day the Damodar Leela pastime took place. So Sri Ram was on exile for 14 years. And of course, residents of Ayodhya were missing Sri Ram like anything. They were counting, so many years over, so many months to go, and so many hours to go, and he should be here any minute. And then they saw at the distance Lord riding on flower plane, Pushpa Viman, rushing in the direction of Ayodhya. Hari Hari. And as news had spread that the Lord is, today is the arrival day of Sri Ram, because that was the day that the 14-year exile was going to be expired on that particular day. And Bharat had warned, in fact, Sri Ram that as soon as this 14-year period is over, you have to be back on time or before time. We'll be eagerly awaiting your arrival, my Lord, or my brother and Lord also, Sri Ram. So Ram was also keeping an eye on the watch, and so he arrived, and there was a great, grand, beautiful reception. The greetings by all the residents of Ayodhya. And as they had, they were preparing for this occasion. So they had, whole town was decorated, flowers and garlands and festoons and arches, and especially lots of lamps were lit everywhere. So Deepavali, Deep is lamp, Avali means rows of lamps, or lamp after lamp after lamp, lamps everywhere. To greet Sri Ram, or dispel the darkness which was prevailing in Ayodhya. The residents of Ayodhya were despondent and it was a dark period, in fact, for Ayodhya Vasis, this 14 years, Ram being away from Ayodhya. And as he was now arriving, everything was getting lit and brightened and, of course, enlightened. So Deep was one of the features. The lamps were lit. And from that, this festival gets the name Deepavali. And so not only the town was lit and decorated, all the folks of Ayodhya, they were all well-dressed, new clothing, and they were all joyful. And as now they had met Lord of their life, or they got their life back, they had become lively and ecstatic. They were all dancing and singing. And they were distributing sweets. Good news! We have good news for you. What's the news? Ram is arriving. Ram has arrived. So when you share good news, a lot of times you're fed with some sweets. That's good news, so sweet news. So here is a sweet for you, laddus for you, jalebis for you, gulab jamuns for you, this for you, that for. So that day also, we're talking about some million years ago, on this day, the Deepavali day, Ram's arrival in Ayodhya day, the greetings day, grand reception day. So lots of sweets also were distributed. So that day has become avismaraniya, unforgettable. And that day is, since that time, being celebrated day after, the year after year after year. The memories, remembrance of Lord's return to Ayodhya, and the joy and jubilation that everyone experienced that day as they met the Lord, a darshan of the Lord entering Ayodhya, in fact, Lord entering their hearts and their lives. So that is what this Deepavali festival is all about, and reminding us of what transpired on Deepavali in Treta Yuga. So we celebrate this festival to this day with similar mood and the emotions and feelings and satisfaction and joy, and in the midst of all the lights lit, everyone's heart and life is also lit. Houses are lit, outside, inside. The bodies are lit, decorated. Body inside, heart is lit, light. So it's basically going from tamasoma jyotirgamaya, going from darkness to light. So let us celebrate this Deepavali Mahotsav with all enthusiasm and great joy as we remember Sri Ram. And also, the same day, exact same day, during month of Kartik, this is middle of Kartik, this is a new moon day, or we say also no moon day or new moon day, Amavasya day, is the day in Vrindavan. This is now 5,000 years ago in Gokul. A very special pastime was performed by Sri Krishna, well, very special. And that was on this occasion, it became occasion as he performed this pastime. Otherwise, Sri Krishna was becoming more and more naughty and becoming famous or infamous for his pastime of stealing butter, and was becoming known as a Makhan Chor. The Yashoda kind of never believed my son and Makhan Chor, he's stealing butter. How is that possible? No, I don't believe this. But then, on this day, Deepavali day, 5,000 years ago, in Gokul, during early morning hours, Krishna stole butter at Nanda Bhavan. And Yashoda caught Krishna white-handed, white-handed, not red-handed, white-handed. The makhan, the butter was in his hands, on his face, and everywhere. In fact, it was thrown and scattered around also. So some other Yashoda, well, I said caught, but not caught yet. And then she found him stealing, and then she was chasing after him, trying to catch hold of him. and it wasn't easy to catch hold. However, finally she managed to catch hold of him, and now, because he was a proven thief, Yashoda became personally the witness of this act of stealing. So Yashoda wanted to punish the thief, her own son. So she has arrested, and she wants to tie him up to the mortar. Well, tie him up and tie up or bind that mortar also. That mortar who helped Krishna to steal the butter, the one who helped the act of stealing is also a thief or party to the stealing. So he also has to be punished. So Yashoda is wanting to punish Krishna, the thief, and the friend of thief, a mortar. So she has a rope and she's trying to tie him with the rope, and wasn't easy to tie Krishna. Anyway, it's a long, beautiful, sweet pastime, and what Krishna is going through while he was caught and was being tied. This is all described in Damodar Ashtak also. The thief was trembling, and thief was in tears, and so this is really sweet, beautiful. Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the big demigods are scared, or even death personified is scared of Sri Krishna, but that Sri Krishna is now scared of Yashoda, afraid of Yashoda. Really. So Krishna becomes really difficult to understand, this pastime. What Krishna is going through. Really. So that Krishna was finally tied by, one thing was Yashoda's effort. Krishna saw that she's making effort. She's not going to give up the effort of tying me. And Krishna was pleased with the effort of Sri Krishna. And he allowed her to, tie me up. So he was tied up. And so that is where the pastime did not end that day. Then Krishna crawling into the courtyard, and he's trying to pass through two tall trees, Yamalarjun trees. They are sons of Kubera, cursed to become trees. And Narad Muni had cursed these sons of Kuberas and blessed also. You become the trees, the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and you will witness the pastimes of Sri Krishna there, and he will finally would become cause of your liberation. So that is what happened on the same day. It is a Diwali, which was celebrated in Ayodhya a million years ago. On that Diwali day, now Sri Krishna is performing another wonderful pastime of stealing butter. And so that day, after stealing and getting bound up, he is now liberating the sons of Kuber. Oh, that is what he did. And and that also became the day of Diwali. After these big, huge trees were uprooted, and there was a big bang and the dust storm and sound. All the Gokulvasis scared, and they rushed to the spot, and they were delighted to see that Krishna is safe. Krishna saved, God saved our child. And then they had a Ishtagosti held, presided over by Nanda Maharaj. And they resolved that we have to leave Gokul. This is lots of terrorism happening here. We have to leave. So they resolved to leave, and they all loaded their carts with whatever belongings they had. And Krishna and Balaram seated in the cart. Others were walking, elderly. Anyway, there's a whole beautiful description of relocation. Now all the residents are leaving Gokul. They were there for, since Krishna's birth, they were there for 3 years and 8 months. And on this day of Diwali, day of this Damodar Leela, Damodar, Udar, the belly of Sri Krishna was tied with the dam, is rope, that day. And that's the day also residents of Gokul, they relocated. They crossed Jamuna and went to Vrindavan side to reside, to the safer location. So that pastime also has taken place on Diwali day. So it is like a 2-in-1, 2 festival, Deepavali festival and Damodar Leela festival. We celebrate today, and really, so and this we do this celebration also as part of Damodar Mass, Vrat, so many festivals during this month, and in the middle of the month, these 2 grand festivals, Deepavali and Damodar Leela pastime festival. So I wish you all happy Diwali and happy ecstatic Damodar Mass. So Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Damodar, Jai Ayodhya, Jai Vrindavan, Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you.